Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday, and I've been looking on the internet, on my news feed, on my timeline, on Facebook, and everybody's just getting incensed. You got liberals going crazy over Ben Carson in his recent speech. He referred to slaves, those who rode on the bottom of ships, as immigrants, as he was speaking before a whole bunch of people. That work for HUD. And of course, everybody was up in arms that he was likening slaves to immigrants. They're saying it's not possible for a slave to even be an immigrant. The Africans who came over here, they were not immigrants. So everybody's they're cringing, they're acting just crazy. But I'm going to break it down and show how the fact that slaves are immigrants by definition, and many other people who are not Republicans or conservatives has said the same kind of things, especially one important person. And they weren't called an Uncle Tom, a coon, a sellout like Ben Carson's being doing now. They got memes of Ben Carson, Get Out memes. If you've seen the movie Get Out, they're likening him to that. They got Uncle Ben's meme with him, and it's just sad. It's sad. The vitriol, the vileness. Some of these people are just vile. Like Samuel Jackson, I had to kind of bleep out part of his tweet because that's just horrible what he said. He's cursing and everything. But just for context and whatnot, I just want to give you the part of the speech so you can see for yourself exactly what Ben Carson said. So go ahead and roll that.
Of dreams and opportunity. There were other immigrants who came here in the bottom of slave ships, worked even longer, even harder for less. But they too had a dream that one day their sons, daughters, grandsons, granddaughters, great-grandsons, great-granddaughters might pursue prosperity and happiness in this land.
All right, so you saw it. You heard what he said. He likened slaves to immigrants. Now, to me, all right, by definition, an immigrant is somebody who is just coming to a new land and settling there. It doesn't even qualify whether the person was brought there by force or whether the person was actually came by his own volition, or maybe came by not by the force of kidnapping and slavery, but just by the force of unforeseen circumstances, floods, famines, wars, and the like. All right. But I say all of that to say that the word immigrant does not denote somebody who can't be a slave, like all these people are saying. And you have certain people, like even President Obama himself. Let me play this video for you so you can see how President Obama called Africans, okay, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, and you'll see in the video, but Africans who came to this country involuntarily, all right, he likened them to immigrants.
Life in America was not always easy. It wasn't always easy for new immigrants. Certainly it wasn't easy for those of African heritage who had not come here voluntarily, and yet in their own way were immigrants themselves. There was discrimination and hardship and poverty. But like you, they no doubt found inspiration in all those who had come before them. And they were able to muster faith that here in America, they might build a better life.
So there you go. You see it again. You see Obama likened Africans to immigrants. No liberal outrage. I didn't hear anybody on the left. I didn't hear Mark Lamont Hill. This was back in 2015. So I didn't hear Mark Lamont Hill. I didn't hear Michael Eric Dyson. I didn't hear any of these other people that come on CNN or MSNBC. I didn't hear any of them come with any form of liberal outrage. And on my Facebook, when I posted something, people were like, well, Chidi, you're taking his speech out of context. And I'll post in the link below so you can see the whole speech for yourself, read it for yourself. And when you read it, you'll see that President Obama specifically, because people were saying, well, there were many Africans who came over here like Somalians and Ethiopians. All right. He's talking about those kind of Africans. He's not talking about slave trade Africans. And I'm like, but there were many people, when you read the speech, who came over here by non-voluntarily. Okay. There are many. You got Jews, you got Africans, you got Europeans, you got all different types of Latinos, you got all different types of people that came here on Ellis Island, but they didn't come here just because I feel like coming to a new country. Some of them came over here because they couldn't live in their country no more because of wars and plights and the like. But Obama specifically mentioned Africans. And he said they came over here non-voluntarily. Why didn't he mention all the other groups of people? Why didn't he mention Jews that came over here involuntarily? Because he's talking about blacks because they have a special case. And their case is they were brought here involuntarily on the bottom of a ship, okay, likened to slaves. They were literally the same thing that Ben Carson said. But once again, no liberal outrage. And so to me, it's a non-factor. And what's going on really is the media is telling you how to think. All right, especially if you're a black person, you have to be offended by this. And the media is going to make sure of it. The New York Times, Washington Post, Huffington Post, and all these other blow hard, okay, news media organizations, they're going to make sure you're programmed to be offended, especially if you're black. You have to be offended by that. And the reason why I say that is because even recently on MSNBC, there's a lady, her name is Mika Brzezinski, and she was talking about Trump and they had this little segment, and I'm gonna show the video. But she went ahead and said that, it's our job to control how you think. Trump is trying to control how you guys are trying to think. He wants to control how they think, is what she said. She said, but that's our job. Our job is to control how you think.
What are you so surprised about? He's doing exactly what he said he's going to do.
Well, and I think that the dangerous, edges here are that he's trying to undermine the media, trying to make up his own facts. And it could be that while unemployment and the economy worsens, he could have undermined the messaging so much that he can actually control exactly what people think. And that is our job.
Yeah, if you look at the...
That is our job.
Yeah, if you look at the...
You see, and she's snitching on herself. And she's letting you know that, they want to direct the narrative. Liberals like herself, because she's left-leaning, they want to teach you how to think and how to be offended. But that's not your job. Okay, you got to think. Okay, you got to think past what the media is telling you. All right? And you can't be so biased and so partisan. Even though I'm a conservative, I got my bias. Straight up. And I don't beat around the bush. I don't hide that. But in the same instance, all right, I'm able to look and see, hey, Ben Carson says something, and I don't really see a problem with it by definition. All right, what he said was true. And then I see other people on the other side of the aisle saying the same thing, and there's no outrage. So to me, it's just like, this is just hogwash, man. It's garbage, and this is just standard fare. All right, and there are many other people who say things very similar. This is the same thing when Morgan Freeman says he doesn't believe in Black History Month, and he doesn't believe in being called an African American.
Black History Month, you find
ridiculous.
Yep. Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Yep. Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? Well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
No. I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month.
Yep.
Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it.
Yep.
I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan.
When he says it, okay, nothing but applause. Nobody has an issue. But when Stacey Dash goes on Fox and says it, that she doesn't believe in Black history, oh, my goodness, it's a firestorm. All right? She's a little coonette, a little Uncle Thomasina, or whatever else you want to call her. Uncle Thomasette. And so I'm just like, can we just be a little across the board on it? Like, I'm not outraged about either. But I'm saying if you are going to be outraged, you better be outraged at both. And if you're not, then you're a hypocrite. And this is what we have going on. You have a lot of liberals, especially white liberals, okay? White liberals are super duper dangerous, and they're trying to teach and coordinate and show black people how they may think. And you got other black intellectuals jumping on board, all right, with white liberals, all right, and they're making it, and they're trying to teach you how to think just because you are of a certain group. This is groupthink. This is standard fare. So I don't know. That's all that's my 2 cents on it. I don't have a problem with what he said. Ben Carson was right in what he said. They are immigrants by definition, and everybody who's got an issue with it, take it up with your former president or our former president. Take it up with him because he said the same exact thing. That's it, y'all. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. I'm out.